But it's time now for this week's shocking stat. As a taxpayer, this may put your blood pressure up. A lot of people don't appreciate that back in the 60s, the federal government initiated a program where they would literally pay severance to public sector workers at the federal level if they quit or retired. Now, of course, severance is usually reserved for people who lose their jobs, not in this case. Well, the trouble is that was the 60s, and one of the reasons they did it, or the reason they did it, was to try and create salary equivalence between the private sector. Well, a lot has changed since then, and we've definitely seen a huge shift where you look at the numerous little reports and they show that public sector salaries are higher than their private sector counterparts. So there's no need for that perk. Well, going back a few years, the Conservatives decided to get rid of that sort of so-called severance, but it's a very special kind of severance when you can quit and still get severance, or you're retired and you still get severance. Well, it's cost you, the taxpayers, money. It was costing at the rate of around $500 million a year for that perk. So what has happened, of course, is that the Conservatives, and followed through with the Liberal government, are eliminating it. But I'll tell you, it's an expensive perk to get rid of. It has cost you, the Canadian taxpayer, $3.7 billion, with a B, billion dollars so far. That's the estimate. And as I say, this was for people who voluntarily left their job or who voluntarily retired. So 6 years they've been trying to sort of get rid of that perk. They're doing buyouts, that kind of an approach for the people who have accumulated that severance under the old collective agreement. But it's about $3.7 billion, and it's counting. When I saw the number, that's what shocked me. It's a huge number. And of course, it's no longer appropriate because there isn't that differentiation where public sector workers are paid less than private sector. In fact, it's gone the other way. So there you have it, $3.7 billion tax dollars and counting to do away with a perk that was initiated in the 60s.